Whitfield, thanks for your story as well. The president's health care plans bring back memories of the Clinton administration's health care fight. And we saw a piece on that just a few moments ago by our Jessica Yellen. Emory University's Kenneth Thorpe helped work on those reform efforts as an assistant secretary at the Department of Health and Human Services. Right now, we have no HHS director or a surgeon general, which is interesting to me. But Kenneth, tell us, if you would, is this going to work? Is it going to be enough money, $686 billion, I believe, pardon me, 36, I think it is, over the next 10 years to overhaul health care?
Well, it's a very substantial down payment. I think he's got us almost all the way there, 60–70% of the funding needed to do this. But as you mentioned, what's happening this time is so fundamentally different than 15 years ago.
How so?
Well, you heard Peter Orszag talk about the fact the administration was not going to come out with a detailed plan. Rather, the Congress is taking the lead, and particularly in the Senate, in putting this plan together in order to make sure that you can do this as much of a bipartisan way in the Congress as possible, with input, as you've heard, from consumers, business groups, and healthcare providers. So the process, which is so important in Washington of doing this, really is quite different this time around, and it leads to some optimism we can get this done this year.
Are you optimistic about it?
I'm very optimistic. I think that there's a president who wants to get this done. They've learned from how this went down 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I think many members of Congress are certainly motivated to do this. Senator Kennedy, this is his legacy issue.
Is it a lot more expensive this time around?
Well, it is. I mean, had we fixed this problem 15 years ago, it would cost everybody who has private health insurance today substantially less. So it's like anything in healthcare. The longer we wait to fix it, the more expensive it's going to be. So I hope we can get it done this year.
Are we talking about universal health care ultimately?
Absolutely. You just heard from one of your patients there with cancer that this is a major economic issue. If we don't get everybody coverage, we're going to continue to find people who file for bankruptcy, who lose their houses, and obviously that just accelerates a lot of the economic issues that we're facing. So we have to finally step up to the plate to make sure all Americans have health care. And the thing that they're talking about is private health insurance. So I think there is a compromised position to do here, but as you mentioned,
affordable private health insurance.
Affordable, and underscore that.
All right. Well, we sure do appreciate your story as well. Kenneth Thorpe, thanks so much. And also thanks to Laura Walker in Columbus, Ohio, and Dr. Ronnie Whitfield, the hip hop doc in Baton Rouge. Thanks, guys. Sure do appreciate it.